Man, I know what time it is. You're listening to the Urban Sports Scenes NBA Finals post-game show in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder defeat the Indiana Pacers 123 to 107. This series is now tied at one apiece. And the series moving on to Indiana. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by DMV basketball legend who was before y'all knew about KD and Beasley. He was that dude. He was one of them ones. He's a retired NBA basketball player. We got Dermarr Johnson, aka DJ. What's going on, homie?
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, man, for being on. Before we get talk about this NBA Finals, did you see the Beasley Lance Stevenson one-on-one?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yo, what's your thoughts about that, bro?
It was a wrestling match, man. Those games be tough. Lance, I feel like Lance, he used all his energy trying to wrestle Bees, and he ain't had nothing in the tank for offense. And you got to make some shots because Bees gonna outscore you majority of the times. So you gotta make some shots in order to give yourself a chance.
It's crazy because just like Bees. I always say I say to all my homies, like before Beasley, KD. I know, like when I was in high school, the talk was about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I went to Eleanor Roosevelt High School. Hey, homies who was like from Riverdale were like, you seen this dude DJ Hoop? And I always make sure young folks, I coach basketball, I always make sure young folks know, like, yo, like this dude DJ, he's one of them ones too.
Appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always want to make sure that folks know. You know what I'm saying? Especially, PG County, DMV, we got a bunch of hoopers out there. So I want to make sure folks already know what time it is. All right, before we talk about Game 2, I've got knockouts in particular. Check out our website, which is theurbansportscene.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search The Urban Sports Scene. Also, if you're on YouTube right now, you're on our YouTube channel for the first time, hit that red subscribe button. Also, like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. And if you feel real generous, drop a super chat. We'll prioritize those questions for DJ. So let's make sure if y'all have like anything in the chat and we get super busy, just know that we're gonna prioritize those super chats. All right. So DJ, I mentioned the score 123 to 107 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What's your overall thoughts on this game?
I thought that more OKC got more people involved this game. Last game. I mean, even though Shai shot the ball well, he was cooking. He took 30 shots. I mean, he had like almost 20 shots at halftime.
Facts.
And a lot of the guys they didn't really get involved, and they won the rebound battle game tonight too. They lost the rebound battle of like 17 game 1. And again, by more guys getting involved, they shot a lot better percentage. Last game they was under 40%. Today they shot probably almost 50% tonight from the field.
Yeah, I just thought that, like, to your point, I felt like Shai played a better game. I know he had 38 like game 1, but like to your point, he got everybody involved. I felt like this time he picked the spots when to score and when to pass it off. You know what I mean? Because and also I felt he didn't settle, right? Like I felt like he settled a lot of times for certain shots. I felt this time he forced the issue, brought the double, and then found like Holmgren on the corner 3, or found Wiggins, a Maryland grad, hitting all those threes. So I felt like even Caruso, like he kind of probed the lane and then found some of these open 3-point shooters.
Yeah, I agree. He just controlled the game more from a facilitating point, but he still got his 30. He can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
He ain't got to go out and shoot 30 shots to get 40. He can still get 30 something by, like you say, picking his spots and making sure the guys, have a rhythm, touching the ball.
I want to know your opinion, because in game 1, I was telling we did our post game in game 1, and I was thinking to him, again, Shai had 38, but I was like, yo, it was a 38. But I felt like it could have been 50 the way like he could, because he always got to his spot, but he was missing shots that he normally made. I want to get your overall thought. Like, how did you feel that he played in game 1 compared to like game 2?
I thought he played well. I mean, like I said, he had 38. He was almost at 50% shooting, but I just felt like he just was looking for his like every time. It was a lot of ISO. He wasn't really getting other guys involved. He just was coming down going for his. And it worked for a while until the end of the game. Now Now you got Nemhard who buckled down, who's been knowing him all his life, and play good defense. Now nobody else has really a rhythm to make any shots.
Yeah. So going into all right. So for in the Indiana side, all right. Well, just terms of like obviously it's an adjustment. We look at Rick Carlisle as like obviously a championship coach. But what other than like Shai, from what you saw, other than Shai, like kind of getting other people involved, what adjustments did you see OKC made compared to what happened in Game 1?
The rebounding,
Mm-hmm.
they got crushed on the boards,
Yeah.
and a few of those offensive rebounds because when they went with that small lineup late. You got Siakam out there getting dudes shooting air balls. He getting putbacks.
Yeah.
The next thing they down one, they down two, but when I don't know why I can't think of a big fella name from New York.
Oh, Hartenstein.
And when Hardenstein was in the game,
Yeah.
he was in the game rebounding, and
Yeah.
that's when they was up. And then late, none of the bigs was in the game today. I'm not sure exactly about the bigs. I looked like they was out there more.
Yeah. They
Um,
did.
and they won the rebound battle.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they definitely played a bet like more of a two big situation, with Hagerstein and Holmgren. Can you speak about Holmgren's play? I know in Game 1, he was pissing me off in Game 1. I think because
Yeah,
I think dude got a lot of game. I just felt like he
yeah,
played real scared in Game 1. Game
yeah.
2, I thought we got to see the real Holmgren. Like you talk about like what he brought out tonight in Game 2.
I love Holmgren. I
Mhm.
thought first game one, he just never got a chance to really get going.
Mm,
Um, and he don't play a whole lot of minutes.
he
I
don't
I,
know.
I be wanting to see him out there more,
Me too,
but
bro.
game one, I feel like Jalen Williams was pressing, and I felt like
Hmm.
Shea was pressing. So they didn't really give Holmgren a chance to really, what I mean, get no rhythm, get no clean looks, get no easy baskets.
No, I agree with you. I feel like I just like you're right. It's hard to get a rhythm when like again to your point earlier, like Shea was looking for a shot a little bit more, right? And I think in a situation where the lanes collapse, and what I like about Shea is that he doesn't like settle for threes. He'll take the midi in a second. So
Hmm.
I do like
Hmm.
that. So it opens up his offense, right? Because
Right.
he's not limited just to shoot the three. He's got the midi in his game. But like when he probes like that, and we got to see it in Game 2 when he probes like that, you get an opportunity to get your guy Chet involved, and so Chet now he a big who can shoot the three. He's a big who can put the ball on the ground, and he's a
Hmm.
big who can finish in the basket, and he's a big who can roll. It's so
Right.
versatile for a big. So I thought he got an opportunity to get in the role and get his, like you said, get his rhythm. And on the other side of Indiana, what I want to say what went wrong, but for Indiana, what changed compared to what happened in Game 1?
Indiana, I mean, they play basically the same. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana's doing Indiana. The difference is OKC just plays smarter. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they probably felt like it was about to be an easy win, and Indiana just refused to give up. They gonna
Yeah.
keep playing. They gonna keep pushing the ball. They've been the best 3-point shooting team in the playoffs. They can knock down shots. Um, I mean, I wish Haliburton get going earlier.
Earlier.
He,
Yeah.
he seems to, try to get going late, but he's capable of doing that. It looks
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, he's packed it in. Having a good game. Next thing you know, here come a few threes. Now here come a game winner.
Mm-hmm.
Now a bad game of his turns into a good game.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, all right, so because this whole discussion, I don't like. I think he a baller. He a hooper. Like it's not. This is not a. There's no shade on Haliburton. I would
Yeah.
make the argument that Siakam has been the more consistent best player on the squad because he doesn't like in terms of like body of work, game to game to game. He don't really have them clunkers. He literally, truth be told, has been the most consistent player. Haliburton's been the most clutch player. Like he's been the most clutch player, right? So to your point, like I feel like because like what we saw. All right, I ask this in this game because obviously he went ham in the fourth quarter. Like he was starting to score in the fourth quarter in this game, and I don't know if it was more because they were getting blown out. And you know how you in the
Yeah.
league, Is
Hmm.
it more like the defense was like we got a good lead, we don't got to play with the same intensity, or was that him just being aggressive? Like, do you think those same shots were open earlier in the game?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Um, a little bit of them foot off the gas, and
Mm-hmm.
he got a little more aggressive. I,
Okay.
I, I do agree with you. I think Siakam is their best player.
Yeah.
Siakam is the guy who, I mean, because with Halliburton, he like with New York, he can call for a ball screen and get a favorable matchup on
There you
him.
go.
Ain't no favorable matchup with OKC because
Facts.
every ball screen he got, that person could defend. So now he's coming off ball screens with nothing and he's giving it up.
Yeah.
But Siakam can score on any of those dudes without a ball screen.
I totally agree with you. That was my thing going into the series, which I wasn't sure about Haliburton compared to his in terms of his impact compared to like the first two games, like the first two series or first three series, whatever. Because I felt like when you switch, when they even on screens when they switch, even if Chet's on him on the switch, Chet can move his feet enough to bother his shot on the step back three, right?
Right.
And then you got obviously in terms of perimeter defenders, you got dudes where Mikal, like for instance, Mikal Bridges. We'll go over the last series. Mikal Bridges wasn't getting into him. Like he would give him a lot of space, which was weird to me because Mikal's a good defender. But with OKC, all them dudes don't get into you. Even Caruso off the bench gonna be in you. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of wondering like how he would respond to it. But to your point, this is a different beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Dort, Dort fighting through a lot of those screens. He's not giving you no airspace.
Bruh.
You gotta wrestle with that dude.
Mm-hmm. The maybe the best perimeter defender in basketball right now, for real.
I mean, I thought he should have been a defensive player of the year.
I'm with you on that, bro. Because the way he plays defense, the way he gets in, like the way he gets in you, the way he fights over screens. It's like it's old school, right? It's like old school. Like he don't just like, all right, I'm getting screened. The switch is gonna happen. Nah, he fighting over it. Like he trying to D you up 24/7.
He moving his feet and he physical.
Yep, facts. And Alexander said, Alexander will say Dermarr Johnson is a DC legend. See, told you, bro. Everybody know what time it is. All right, just a question for you from a man. Paul said, you think in Game 3 will the Pacers go back to having Tyrese play off the ball like in late, like in Game 1, like late in Game 1?
I mean, I don't know. With the Pacers, they all really can push the ball. True. It ain't just in his hands like the whole game. I think they should try to move him around and try to give him some space because, like I say, when them dudes ain't giving him no airspace, so they should run him off some screens. But he got to be aggressive. Whether he got the ball or whether he don't got the ball, he got to be aggressive early. Don't wait till you get blown out to stop being aggressive.
No, I totally agree with that. So going into like for this game, who would be your like I won't say MVP, but who would because obviously that's like Shai. Other than Shai, who would be your MVP for OKC? Because Shai's easy. I was like, wait, really think about this. Like, that's Shai. That's too easy.
I mean, that's a hard question because
I know.
Because Game 1, if they won Game 1. I'd have been okay. Dort hit 5 threes.
Yeah, Dort was chilling. Yeah, facts.
But tonight Dort didn't get off. But tonight Wiggins got off. Tonight Chet, they had like 7 dudes in double figures. All the dudes had like 15. Caruso, you know what I'm saying? Williams, like all them dudes contributed tonight. So it ain't just one other dude besides Shai that I can point to because different games, different dudes stepping up.
I do like the way they play ball though. Like I said this before, like prior, like the way OKC and I'm gonna talk about Indiana, but the way OKC plays ball, like I do like their style of basketball, especially like when you gotta score like Shai, because I like Shai scores pretty easy, which I do appreciate because like it's different from today's NBA where everybody like they three ball hunt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He don't 3-ball hunt. You know what I'm saying? Which I do admire. But I do like that even with all that, like I feel like he can get to a spot pretty easy, but he still looks to his teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. And what's crazy about that is we say how easy he could score, and they still playing good defense on him.
Yes.
They pressing him full court. They being physical with him, and he still can get to his spots and score easy. And when you can score like that on good defense, I mean, I don't know what more you can do, but put 2 bodies on you and make you get a ball up.
Now with you, George, my man George has a comment. He says Indiana needs to put the Chet Holmgren fire out. Do you think that's like what hurt them in this game? Was it Chet Holmgren, or like you said, everybody as a whole? Because you had Wiggins getting buckets too.
Yeah, it was everybody. I mean, Wiggins coming in, and he getting loose balls. He making shots. Like that hurt them. That hurt them more than anything. It's good for OKC to see Chet confident.
Yeah.
Him getting off, but you can have guys like Caruso and Wiggins coming in the game, giving you 15, 17 points.
I'm gonna get Caruso flowers because as a Laker fan, like when we had him, he ain't shoot threes like this. So
Yeah.
dude was like, I'm gonna give him flowers and improving this game because dude now can hit the open three. And
Yep.
I mean, he's always been a good defender. He's scrappy, he's annoying, he's one of them dudes. So he's the type of dude that you love to have on your team, but hate to play against because he's annoying as hell.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So in terms of going into game 3, who do you feel like has the momentum going into game 3? Will you still say the Pacers, or this being a blowout, would you say like OKC could take something out of this?
I think OKC. I think it's going to be tough for the. I mean, it's hard to say it's tough for the Pacers to beat OKC because I love their mentality of next play. They down 20, but they not panicking. They not changing what they do. They still just pushing the ball and playing hard. They playing the right way, and they somehow find themselves back in games.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, with that being said, it's just tough for like Haliburton and them guys really to get off. Only other than Siakam, it's kind of tough for them other guys to get off because everybody in OKC can defend.
Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of I'm just gonna say it like how I predicted. I thought I had it in 5, but obviously that game 1 kind of changes everything.
Right.
And I think Indiana is a hard place to win basketball games. That like to win two in a row in Indiana. To be real, that's just unlikely, to be real with you. But I think Oklahoma's just a better team. Like I just feel like it is like, it's not like, and I'm gonna say this again, and I'm not doubting Indiana anymore because I felt like I put too much doubt into them like throughout this whole postseason run. Mm-hmm. But when you're comparing them to OKC, it's just like with Indiana when they played New York, right? Like Brunson is a dog, right? Just nothing. He's a dog. He can get to a spot, he can score, but he's undersized. He's a shorter dude, so it's different from check and Shai.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. Like, all right, for instance, look at Nesmith, as good as a defender he was against Brunson, like how he got him, he was wearing him down or whatnot. Look how he is with Shai. Shai can get to wherever on him. Right. Like, he ain't really bothering Shai at all.
Right.
Like, he really isn't. He, as physical as he's playing, he's really not, because Shai gets to a spot, he creates separation. Oh, and I'm 6'6", I can shoot over you, so it doesn't bother you. Don't bother me. So it's just different in that aspect. And then you got, to your point, you got other scorers on the squad who, if Shai wants to take a break, you got Williams. Williams is ready. Like, he ready. You got Holmgren, who's ready. You know what I'm saying? You got other guys, even on the Wiggins. You got dudes, Caruso, all these dudes, and they play their role. You know what I'm saying? Harkenstein, good passing big. Like, all these dudes play their role. So it's just a tougher team. You know what I'm saying? That's how, like, it's a tougher team. Now, granted, like you said, like, they don't give up. That's the cool thing about them. Like, when they down 15 in the fourth quarter, you're like, yo, this game over. Like, they don't think that. They don't think that way.
They don't think that at all.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I just feel like, when you use your basketball mind, you're like, yeah, OKC is just better. Like, when you watch it, even game 1, you were like, I was watching, I don't know how you were looking at game 1. When I was watching game 1, before they come back, I was like, OKC just better. Like, they just flat out better. You know what I mean?
I was thinking, this might be a sweep.
Yeah. So until they had that comeback. So now it's like, all right, it kind of, I don't know. All right. Does it kind of remind you of when the Sixers played the Lakers and when AI won game 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it was like, all right, that was game 1. Is it like, do you get that vibe of it? Or do you feel like Indiana could put more of a showing than that? Like, and don't get it twisted. Like, I'm a Georgetown fan, I'm an AI dude, so everybody I know this. So it wasn't like the Sixers had some competitive games within that, but still, you know what I mean? Like, they game 1, and then everything else was like, after that, it was what it was.
Right. I mean, I was at that game too, but I think Indiana got more of a chance than the Sixers did.
Okay.
I still think likely I may give them one more. I think they might not get another game. They may get one more.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And with the Philly thing, they was really lucky to get
that's
that game.
I know. That's how I feel like I'm like to that. That's how I feel like Indiana was in game 1. I feel like they were lucky to get that. Because
They was.
I'm gonna be real. I felt like Indiana was playing. I mean, OKC was playing with their food in game one. Like they had a good lead, and I felt like at times it was like, oh, we could just take this shot. It wasn't good. Like you talking about the NBA Finals, they taking shots. I felt like the regular season shots. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like they were too comfortable. And then Indiana
because they wasn't down the whole game. They wasn't down the whole game until the end, so they felt like there's no way that they're gonna lose this game. And before you know it, you got Haliburton hitting another game winner.
Exactly. So
and now everybody's surprised and everybody upset because you ain't realize it could happen. But it's the NBA, man. Things before you know it, guys shoot so many threes. Obi topping 5 threes. Before you know it, dudes just start raining threes.
Yes.
And now you can't get a shot. All it takes is a few good defensive plays by Nembhard on Shai.
Yeah.
And now here you are with a loss.
All right, so this is my man Paul said. We about to shut down sooner. My man Paul said Pacers will play better, and Rick got some tricks up his sleeves. I mean, this is my thing. The only thing I can say, I thought Rick would have some more like tricks under his sleeves in game two. The only thing I would say about, I don't know what Rick can really do. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Like the only thing I thought to myself, like he was gonna say, "Let Shai beat me and not double." I was thinking that, but I feel like Shai gets to his spot so easily. You need to double, like he does. It's not like he's settling for a three, like a step back three. He's settling for like a midi fade in the paint. Like that's what you want. If you want to say settling, that's what he's taking. So I don't know, like if you want to say, all right, I'm gonna stay on Chet, I'm gonna stay on Jalen Williams, I'm gonna stay on Wiggins, I'm gonna stay on this person and let Shai do his thing. I don't know if that's gonna really work, because naturally as basketball players, if somebody about to get to the paint, we're gonna want to rotate, and he's got an easy shot, we're gonna want to rotate. Yeah. That's a natural thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing. Rick, a great coach.
Yeah, he's an awesome
coach.
There's
nothing. There's really. I don't know what tricks up his sleeve he can possibly have when you got. I mean, just a better team than you. I mean, when you got a superstar like Shai who can get off any shot when he want. When you playing this, because they're not playing bad.
They're not.
They're not playing bad. I mean, they didn't play much different tonight than they played last night, except for they didn't make as many threes. Yeah. They made 4 less threes today than they made game one. And Obi Toppin they hit like 5 threes. But there's really no tricks he could do because all them dudes can defend. They're gonna switch off. They're gonna close up. They're gonna close up the paint. All them dudes gonna defend. They're gonna try to turn you over. And he ain't even turned the ball over like that tonight. Yeah. And they still was down almost a dub the whole game.
So but that's go ahead. Yeah,
I don't know how much more they can do, to be honest.
But that's like you say that's pretty much how like game one went for real. Other than that fourth quarter coming, like it wasn't 20, but it was like 15 most of the time. It was like 15-7, and it's even. I was telling my homie because we was at Jasper's in Largo. I was telling my homie that in game one, I was like, we were talking about game one. I was like, yo, this game is like by 10, but we feel like it's like by 20. Like they got by 20 because it felt like anytime the Pacers wanted to make a move, like OKC was like, nah, we stretching this out. And it was an easy stretch out. It was like, all right, okay, we go, but now Shai's like, okay, let me get to my spot and let me score real quick. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really, to your point, I don't know what like Rick Carlisle can do. And then with you, I think I'm with you. Like I think Rick Carlisle is one of the best coaches in basketball, period. Sure. Like he's like that. So it's not a knock. When I say this, what he can't do is like what you said, is like they're just the most talented team. It's just like, all right, you can come up like Phil Jackson and the Bulls and Michael Jordan, the Bulls, they play some tough teams. They played the Knicks in Pat Riley. Yeah. Sometimes you can't do it.
I mean, what can you do? I mean, all them dudes can shoot. All them dudes can drive. All of them play defense. All of them know their role. They all like each other. They do interviews together. And when you got a team that's connected like that, I mean, it's tough.
What's the most connected team you play with? Like that? Because they special. They real special with like how tight they are.
I know. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it like that before. I mean, I mean the Nuggets.
Yeah, I felt like that team was real connected. Yeah,
but it wasn't like everybody.
I know.
It was certain. It was like certain people. Everybody was cool, but
Mm-hmm.
then you might have a few who wasn't like not like they wasn't cool, but
I got you.
they wouldn't see each other outside of practice in the game.
Yeah. Like this team is super tight, which I've never seen anything like that, even from the out, like just looking as a
Right,
fan. I've never
right,
seen anything like that. Like,
right, for sure.
especially, yeah, you got an MVP in Shai, and he like want to give the flowers to everybody else.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
it's wild. But yeah, hey, before we end this show out, well, before I end the show out, what do you expect to happen in game 3?
Game 3.
What do you expect to happen?
I think Indiana will come out with a lot of energy. They're gonna come out, crowd gonna be hyped. They're gonna come out firing, and then OKC going to sustain it,
Mm-hmm.
and OKC going to walk them down to win the game.
What's the key for Indiana to make sure they hold home court? What's their key to kind of like make sure they create doubt within OKC in game 3? What's the key for them?
They try to find a way. I mean, easier said than done. Try to find a way to just slow down Shai Alexander. You got to try to. I mean, like I say, they playing hard. They being physical with him, but he's still just getting to his spots and he making those shots. So maybe he don't get some of them foul calls. And I don't even feel like he was foul baiting tonight. He just was getting to his spots, man.
Nah, he wasn't. Nah, this time he wasn't. He does
Right.
a lot. He does a lot.
He
This
does, but
wasn't
I
it
hate
though. I
it.
hate it
This
too.
wasn't it today.
This wasn't it today. I'm with you. I hate that crap too, but this wasn't
Right.
it.
So if you can try to contain him and them support guys, all support guys usually play better at home.
That's true.
You know, they don't play as well on the road. It's not your gym. The crowd is loud. You're not used to them rims, even though it's kind of the same, but it's just different being away. So hopefully them dudes don't come off the bench. You know, like you say, you getting, I don't know how many points did Caruso and Wiggins
Caruso
had
had like
together.
20, bro.
Right.
Yeah, like 20. Wiggins had like I want to say Wiggins was up there like 17, maybe.
You know what I mean?
17.
That's almost 40 points for 2 guys off the bench.
Facts.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
stop that.
Yeah, I don't expect Caruso to like another 20. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't expect him to get a dub on the road. But I will ask you this though, because I've said this before. Like I've said this, I feel like Miles Turner is kind of showing up because I've really over the last couple of series, like watching Indiana, because he's one of the dudes that kind of baffles me. Like I feel like his game never really got better. I mean, he ain't a bad basketball player by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that, but I thought his ceiling was so high early in his career, and I feel like his game just stayed the same after like 3 years or 4 years in the league, and it's just the same game. And I expected it to take his game to another level. But he has stepped up in this postseason. Your thoughts on in the finals? I ain't say postseason, in the finals, he has stepped up. Your thoughts on his play in the finals?
I mean, I guess with guys like that, what happens is once you become a better shooter, you get real reluctant to be in that paint.
There you go. Okay.
And he and for him, he know he can knock down the shot. He can block shots. He won't post up.
Yep.
He's not really rebounding. So he can still use some offensive rebounds, get you some putbacks, get some easy baskets, draw some fouls on some of them guards on the switches, or draw some fouls on some of the bigs and just kind of get them in a penalty. Just you the biggest dude out there. You know what I'm saying? Just be a little tougher, that's all.
Bro, I'll say
I know they call you zesty, but you can still be a little like Cat as zesty as they call him.
Zesty, bro. You saw it.
He build that. He get into that rim. He gonna draw some fouls on you. You shoot his threes, but he gonna try to get to the hole. He gonna post.
I shared this about Cat like going against Miles Turner. I was like, yeah, y'all can be talking bad about Cat now. But I'm telling you, when he played Miles Turner, he don't give him business. He don't give him the business.
Yeah.
And then I was like, when he did it, I was like, yeah, I told y'all, like Cat, like y'all think Cat zesty. What y'all think about Miles Turner? I'm telling you.
Right.
I ain't here trying to hold you.
Right.
I'm just telling you. Miles Turner, I don't like look, man. I said, look, I ain't an NBA player, and I know I always tell folks if I played against an NBA player, they give me the business. So I respect folks who got to get to the league. Because obviously you're on a different type of crop, you know what I'm saying, from college, high school into the NBA. It's a different type of crop of talent. But like in terms of like within your peers, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It is what it is. My man Paul got a question for DJ before we end this show out. He says, DJ, did you play against the Warriors in the playoffs?
Nah, I was out the league by the time the Warriors start really rolling. When I love playing against the Warriors. I've always played good against them. They wasn't like great defensively, like when we was in the league. I played against the Warriors that beat the number 1 seed Dallas. There was 8 seed.
Yeah, that's
Baron Davis and them, but I was out by the time Steph and Clay.
I was about to say, yeah. Because you ain't see Steph in the league at all.
No.
I thought I figured you didn't. Hey DJ, man, thank you for being on, bro. I appreciate you, man, for taking the time to do this show, man.
No problem, man. Just hit me up if you need me again, bro.
All right, will do, bro. Hey, y'all, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces, we are out.
Peace.